Hey y'all, happy second day of the year. Thank you for coming back to watch another What Else Is Going On podcast. YouTube video. I am your host, your girl, Taria. Shout out to y'all. So listen, I'm going to ask y'all a quick question and I want y'all to answer me in the comments. I try to be as transparent with you guys as I can, try to keep it 100 with you guys. Although in the words of my girl, Tammy Roman from basketball, formerly of Basketball Wives, sometimes you gotta be like, how they say keep it 100, sometimes you gotta be like 99. But so I try to be honest with y'all. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question and then I'm gonna answer it. What is something that you learned in 2024 that you're kind of like not ashamed of, but kind of like, I didn't know that? Wow, I feel either behind or maybe I have phased out of certain things. I'll go first. I learned two things. That Carisha and Young Miami were not two people. They were, in fact, the same person. And I learned that Metro Boomin is actually a rapper and not a different segment of Metro PCS. So every time I would hear people just like randomly say Metro Boomin, I would think, oh, that must be is that another part or segment or a different plan for Metro PCS? Because I only know Metro just as, I don't know why I always immediately thought of Metro PCS cell phone carrier. So then I realized that Metro Boomin is actually not, in fact, a part of the cell phone line. He's actually a rapper. All right, y'all let me know. And tell me I'm not the only one that did not know those two things. I need y'all to tell me that I'm not the only one. Because I feel like I'm like young at heart, but is at heart the only place I'm young? I don't know. Y'all let me know. All right. Anyway, let's get into some of these stories. First up. All right. Y'all know I tell y'all when I don't see it for somebody, and it may seem like I don't see it for a lot of people, but actually I do see it for a lot of housewives. But the ones that I don't see it for, I just really don't see it for, right? And Jennifer Aydin has never been one. Yes, she's my Aries, this fellow fire sign, but I just always looked at her as immature and like childish. There's just something about her that I never really connected with. She can be funny. Certain things she has said before have been funny, but I've never connected with her. Well, now she speaks out about Jersey Mike's service. She went to Jersey Mike's today. She was not happy. So the video is about 3 minutes. So y'all, let's get into it together and then we'll talk about it. Let's make it big. This is from OFG Reality. All right, here we go.
Okay, so we're like so mad right now. We were online for Jersey Mike's for like what felt like forever.
Yes.
And then finally when it came time to taking our order, they took our order. And then they took the lady's order that was after me, but they fulfilled her order first somehow, made us wait. Okay, whatever. And the 80-year-old that was working there, I mean, the amount of time she took to cut that bread was almost as much as we were waiting on that line. Jeez.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my gosh, everything was slow, so we're not complaining. We get it. It's early in the morning. You're in a bad mood. It's New Year's. You're working. I'd be pissed too.
No, and I'm talking, and Jen's like, I don't think she can hear you, babe.
Yeah, no, she couldn't hear.
And she's like, no, I heard you. And
right.
Just like,
and then whatever, she fulfilled the woman after us first. And then when we were like, where's our order? She's like, you have to wait your turn. I was like, but we were in front of her. And then she was like, oh, okay, whatever. So as she's making my sandwich, I add a tuna sandwich for Jacob. And she's like, you're going to sandwich. I add a tuna sandwich for Jacob. And she's like, you're going to have to wait online again. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then I asked the guy behind me, do you care if I just add a turkey sandwich for my son? He's like, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous.
And the whole time he's thinking it's ridiculous that they're asking her to add another sandwich to the order, which shouldn't have been a big deal to begin with.
Yeah, no, he was being a hater. He thought it was ridiculous that I was adding another sandwich because he knew it was going to take another 10 hours to fulfill and he was going to have to wait longer.
Tommy, I do want to stop. He's being a hater because he doesn't want you to add a sandwich. This is where I think sometimes the word hater is just overused, but go on.
He was a freaking jerk. So I started recording them. I started recording the girls, what they were doing, and they turned around and he's like, you put that, I'm going to see you with you and your fake diamonds. Fake diamonds, bitch. What, you don't know? You better ask somebody.
It's crazy.
Please,
Crazy.
that loser. Find me, asshole.
Thank you so much, sir. This guy was being super nice. Thank you so much.
Oh no, he said I couldn't get my sandwich, babe. He said it was ridiculous for me to get the sandwich for my son.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You know?
I thought he meant it was ridiculous for them to
By the
ask
way,
you
No,
to
he
look
was
online.
reading.
I'm a law professor. You put
Yeah.
any of that online, I'm gonna sue your
That's
every
okay.
piece of fake jewelry you
That's
have on.
okay.
Now, him saying, by the way, I don't know what happened before because we're not saying all that, but him saying, by the way, if you put that online, I'm going to sue you for every piece of fake jewelry. Sir, you don't know if it's fake or not. I'm going to give Jennifer that one little thing, that one, like, sir.
Law professor. You're just another citizen, okay? Okay, my husband's a medical doctor, okay? Asshole. And all my shit is real. I am a fucking celebrity, you asshole.
Let's go.
Thank you, sweetheart. Asshole.
So Bill was there with her. That was Bill. This says, forget then this lady was slow, but the rudest. So I should have been reading the other caption. This says, and this one, so rude. First, she said they're only serving cold sandwiches, so no eggs. Then she makes the lady sandwich behind me first. I waited without complaint. Then she told me I had to wait online again if I wanted to add a mini tuna for my son. Unless the guy behind me said it was okay, which he did not. He said it was ridiculous. He's ridiculous, trying to flex that he is a law professor. My husband, a surgeon, dude. But clearly that girl's working. You can see her moving. Huh?
Jersey Mike's supposed to be smiling. They're supposed to be smiling with the smile.
That's why it's a success.
They're not smiling.
So did you hear Bill Aydin? He was talking about them going to Shake Shack. Should have went to Shake Shack. And he said something about smiling. And then she says, they're not smiling. They're not smiling. They're supposed to be smiling. I felt like that was a bit antagonistic. Like, girl, okay, come on. So I wanted to get into exactly what they said at the end. Okay. It looks like, wait, I was going to say, I thought it broke down what her and Bill said. But basically, yeah. So she's saying she went in, the service was already slow. She forgot, she decided, they waited on the person behind her. They started making that person sandwich before her. She told them, they were like, whatever. And then as they were making her sandwich, she wanted to add a tuna sandwich for her son. They were like, you'll have to stay in the line again unless the guy behind you says it's okay. He says, no, it's actually ridiculous. They get into it. He tells her, if you post that, I'll sue you for all of your fake jewelry, which again, sir, now I got to clock you on that because you don't know if it was fake or that little comment, I'm sure, agitated the situation. She says, no, fake, my husband's a medical doctor. All my issues real. I'm an effing celebrity, you a-hole. And then of course we see her filming that. I don't want my not seeing it for her to cloud my judgment in this, because it does seem like I try to put myself in her shoes. If in fact I was in line and they started fixing the sandwich of the person behind me, unless they gave you an explanation like, oh, you ordered salami and this machine is just for pepperoni. That one is for salami that's being used. So I'm going to do hers. Anything, even though I would still be like, but you know what I mean? You'd still be kind of like, okay, whatever. So I wish we could have seen it from the very beginning, from the time she walked in up until all of that happened, because there's a part of me that's like, I feel like Jennifer is or can be an antagonistic person, but I don't know if she was here until the end when she started being like, they're not smiling. Like when Bill was talking about they should have went to Shake Shack, they're smiling. And she's like, they're not smiling. I do feel like that was a bit antagonistic. And Bill's like, oh, that's why it's so successful. Like being funny, but well, you're standing there waiting for the Jersey Mike sub along with other people. So I don't know. Maybe the people at this location are rude. I don't know. Again, we didn't see it all. But we know that Jennifer is always down for the shenanigans. So based on what we saw, y'all let me know what y'all think. Moving on, this is something that we talked about, I think, August of this year. And it's not really an update, if you will, but it kind of sort of is. So basically, not Kyle, Mauricio Umansky, his real estate team is in the middle of a PPP lawsuit. And he's being slammed because he's trying to get it dismissed. Kyle Richards' estranged husband, Mauricio Umansky's nemesis, is demanding serious accountability from him and his PPP loan lawsuit. The entrepreneur and his real estate company were involved in a 3.5 million PPP loan mismanagement controversy. And another company criticizes him for trying to water it down. Again, this initially came out in August of 2024. I said of this year. We're in 2025. Mauricio Umansky and his company, the agency, were accused of reportedly acquiring millions of unnecessary loans during the worldwide pandemic. A real estate company, Relator LLC, criticized Umansky and his company for attempting to ignore his federal lawsuit. According to Relator LLC's attorney, the case must be pursued to the end to grant justice to everyone involved. The lawyer also accused Umansky and his company of deflecting from the actual situation and claiming that the first amended complaint contains insufficient allegations, not on the facts alleged, but only on how Realtor LLC came to realize the facts. So what they're saying is they're trying to deflect and focus on a small part of the lawsuit, but not what they're actually being accused of. The company's lawyer continued that the defendant's entire motion is based not on the assertion that plaintiff is wrong, but rather that Realtor LLC does not have direct knowledge of the fraud. So basically, what Mauricio's people are saying is Realtor LLC doesn't have direct knowledge of this fraud. We're not saying he's wrong, but we don't have they don't have direct knowledge of the fraud. Per In Touch, Relator LLC reiterated that Mauricio and the agency did not need to acquire the loan as his real estate company recorded profits and impressive turnovers. We went over these numbers before, but let's talk about them again. The lawyer for Realtor LLC added, given that Holdco's subsidiaries, UMRO, and the agency had booming business of $6 billion of sales in 2020 and 6.5 billion in sales in 2021. Defendants' threshold for economic necessity is a high bar that they cannot overcome on a motion to dismiss. The Bravo Star did not have any of Relator LLC's accusation against his venture, and he responded to that effect. Oh boy. So basically, they're saying again, his real estate firm made $6 billion in 2020, $6.5 billion in 2021, because you could look at their sales, and then they still took out $3.5 million in PPP loans that could have went to smaller businesses that actually needed it. We shall see. So let's see. I'm trying to see. Now Realtor LLC filed their lawsuit against Mauricio in 2023. This is a case about greed during a national health emergency, the plaintiff noted in the filing. According to Relator LLC, Umansky had applied to receive 2 Payroll Protection Program, PPP, and CARES Act loans during the COVID-19 pandemic via the agency. The filing argued that the loan schemes were not created to bolster or preserve the profits of a business that had sufficient funds available to pay its employees. Instead, they were established to salvage the employment status of workers by businesses that could not pay them. So they're trying to say there were businesses, I guess, that couldn't pay the agency, and that's what they used that money for. They wanted the PPP loan money to absorb the cost. Ignorant of the fate awaiting him, the reality star reportedly bought an expensive luxury condo in West Hollywood months before Relator LLC came out guns blazing. Umansky's new home was reportedly in the same building where Matt Damon bought his 8.6 million unit. A source close to Umansky explained that his relocation did not surprise him since he was separated from Richards. Ciao. So he's being accused of obtaining PPP loans that the plaintiff, Relator LLC, is saying that he did not need according to their sales. So we will continue to keep you updated on this. Last thing I wanted to get into with y'all. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. How are y'all feeling about this latest season? For me, it definitely feels lighter. I'm not watching with my butt cheeks clenched, worried if an ism is going to drop, if I'm going to have to watch people actively ice people out and at least not get into conflict with them, but just be silent, feeling uncomfortable watching. So it is a lighter season. Is it their best season? No. Is it their second best season? In my opinion, no. Do I look forward to it? No, but I don't mind watching it. I look forward to Salt Lake City. I'm ready. Can't wait for Wednesday so we can pick back up, right? Potomac used to be that girl from years ago. It's not. But I saw an interesting article on Collider, and I wanted to read it. It's about Potomac, and I want y'all's feedback on it in the comments and tell me if you're feeling the same way. It was a really interesting breakdown, so I wanted us to go through it. So this is again from the Collider, written by Katrina Anderson. This was 2 days ago. When The Real Housewives of Potomac first aired in 2016, Bravo fans were abuzz over the potential of this new East Coast cast. The reality series centered on the friend group of the legendary Grand Dame, Mrs. Karen Huger. There have been several shifts within the entire cast since the first season, but the core group originally consisted of Giselle Bryant, Robin Dixon, Ashley Darby, Sharice Jackson, and Katie Ross. After the initial group made their debut, Monique Samuels and Candace De La Bissette brought a fresh new energy to the series. RHOP hit a rhythm that would last until two co-stars hit a rocky road in season 5, which involved a legal battle that changed the course of the series in a big way. The fight changed the course, not the legal part that came after the fight, okay? Monique's departure from RHOP was one of its darker moments, and the group never fully recovered from the fractures that arose over her and Candace's feud. And now, after the recent cast shakeup following season 8, there is a vacuum in the series that is making for a lackluster season 9. The loss of Monique in season 5 foreshadowed what happens when an outspoken fan favorite housewife departs the franchise. But now that Candace and Robin have also moved on after season 8, RHOP needs to find new talent to fill the void. With the loss of central figures like Monique, Candace, and Robin, I'm reading to y'all what this says. RHOP seems to be limping through season 9. Karen has remained tight-lipped and no nonsense with her looming court battle over her unfortunate DUI. Although Giselle shares the occasional charming moment with her daughters when they are available to film, the single mom continues to rely on stirring up the word on the street about other cast members' relationships as a storyline. But now that Ashley has joined Giselle in her messy investigations, no longer able to share her family or home life amid her divorce, the series feels overloaded with faked gossip and drama rather than sharing a window into the cast's authentic lives. I'm going to give it up for that one. That was good. Monique, Candace, and Robin each brought their own version of authenticity to the series, even if each of them also worked hard behind the scenes to keep up with the appearances and project a certain image of their lives and marriages. I'll say this, to a point, Robin was authentic about, like in the beginning, what was going on with her and Juan and all that. Of course, towards the later seasons, when she was giving us the storyline of them getting back together and them getting married and then finding out about the woman with the hotel, no, she didn't share that. Some may say that doesn't mean she wasn't authentic. It just means that she didn't share all her business. Someone say that means she wasn't authentic. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Without their unique willingness to share their opinions, meaning Monique, Candace, and Robin, and stand by what they say when confronted, RHOP season 9 feels overburdened with fake plot lines and inauthentic personal stories. Mia Thornton appears to be using the series to construct a facade image of her co-parenting relationship with her ex-husband amid their divorce and isn't particularly invested in the other women's narratives this season. Dr. Wendy Osefo seems to be, excuse me, y'all, taking a back seat to the drama after quietly quitting her teaching position at the beginning of the season. Between these two attempting to control their image, Karen refusing to speak about her upcoming legal issues, and Ashley and Giselle's propensity to rely on rumors rather than provide insight into their lives, there has been a void in the authentic personal storylines that the series was once known for. The newbies aren't cutting it this season on RHOP. Stacey Roush has been a forthright breath of fresh air with her commentary about her castmates this season. However, the QVC alum has such a professional polish that she hasn't shared much of her authentic life so far. Her celibate romance, and romances in quotes, with QVC co-worker TJ Jones has confused both her co-stars and the viewers this season. As her supposedly easy breezy separation from her estranged husband, Themo, Thiemo, or Themo Roush. Stacey seems overly used to smiling through the tough spots rather than sharing her situation authentically. Kiana Stewart returned this season after appearing as a friend of in season 8, which ended with the infamous bar brawl where the rookie wound up with a scar on her forehead. And though she is bringing HBIC energy by sharing a look into her business life, so far her controlled nature within the group has left her more of an observer this season than a participant. And she actually isn't showing that much of her business. We see more of her fiancés. Jacqueline Blake, Lord, is doing the most in her bid to pull focus from the full-time Potomac housewives, but the audience hasn't learned anything new about the returning friend of, who often follows in Mia's footsteps. And Jassy, how do you say Jassy's last name? Rideau? Jassy Rideau has been so quiet in her appearances so far this season, and her relationship timeline with Darius Harris has appeared so muddled that it isn't clear how invested she is in sharing her life on this series. After the loss of central figures like Candace, Robin, and Monique, cast members who shared their authentic opinions and stood by their words, there is a personality void on RHOP that needs to be addressed. RHOP airs every Sunday on Bravo and can be streamed on Peacock. What do y'all make of that? There were points made. The way they broke it down, I was like, I agree with some things. There were definitely points made. I do think there is a lacking of authenticity within this group. Everything is so controlled, so produced. It seems like even people that think, well, Mia is sharing her life. I think Mia is sharing a story that she concocted or something that she wants us to believe, but that it's not necessarily true. You know what I mean? Ashley, we know she can't talk about Michael, really. So now we're to believe that she's really liking this guy. I don't even remember his name. Lucas, Jack, Josh. The one that Wendy kept calling Jack Harlow. We're to believe that. Giselle went on a date with Namza, I think. We saw him at the Love Lagoon. Karen is trying to see who's riding for her and who's going to support her, bringing her daughter on and her cousin to do her bidding on her behalf so people can prove how loyal they are. Kiana, we see more of Greg's business than hers. And I wonder if that's because Jazzy was supposed to be the full-time housewife, Kiana, the friend of, and I evidently, word on the street is they switched at the last minute. So I think a lot of Kiana's scenes with Greg and then her brother that was also in that scene, I believe a lot of those were last minute, like filmed afterwards. That's what I think. That's what it seems like to me, because it doesn't quite go. It's like they're just thrown in there so we can give her a package. She needs personal scenes too. I feel like Potomac is off the path a little bit still. Not saying I'm not liking it. There are some things I'm enjoying. Like I was enjoying Karen whacking Jacqueline when they were at Lake Norman. It was funny. Oh, he talks to you? Please. talking this to Jacqueline, but Stacey, I do believe that she's giving us QVC, but I still appreciate her, if that makes sense. So I might get what they're saying. Would y'all be open to seeing all three of the cast members, Monique, Candace, and Robin, come back? And I'm gonna be honest, this was before the Candace thing. I wasn't a Monique fan from she first came on, was not. Now I liked looking at her because she's absolutely stunningly gorgeous, but that's it. I wasn't a fan of her personality. I always felt like she was putting on. Fun fact, she lived about 45 minutes from where I lived at in Jersey, and I know people who know her. I'll say that. I felt like if she would have just been herself, but she even said she tries to be perfect Patty, and I just feel like if she had been herself, but I will say that I didn't like Candace when Candace first came on, and then it dawned on me. I said, why don't you like Candace? I just said this to myself, and I said, oh, that's because she's arguing your faves down, Giselle and Robin. She wasn't afraid. She didn't back down because she wasn't so concerned in the beginning about them liking her. And I appreciate it. Like I came to appreciate that. Once I realized, girl, that's why you don't really care for her. Because I used to love Giselle and Robin, but then as the seasons went on, it was like, but I did like Monique and Candace together. I did like their friendship. I like them together. What would y'all think about? And let's just say Monique says she's done. Although I kind of wonder because now she's been doing the interview circuit, and makes me wonder if she wants to be back on. She says she doesn't like reality TV, but I don't know. I feel like she does want to be on TV, which there's nothing wrong with wanting to be on TV. Like there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be famous. There's nothing wrong. It's what you do to get there is what needs to be looked at, but there's nothing wrong with it. But a part of me thinks that she wants to be back on some type of TV. But would y'all be opposed? What if all three came back and they got the band back together, the old gang? I don't know if I see a world in which Candace would want to exist with Giselle or vice versa. Do I think Candace could exist with Giselle? Probably. Do I think Giselle could exist with Candace? I don't know. So I guess we'll see. I will say this. It's hard because I don't advocate. I don't want anybody to lose their job because I don't want to wish that anybody lose their job because I don't want people wishing that I lose my job, right? With that being said, a person like Mia, I want her to be successful and have all the money that she wants off my screen. I don't want to see her. But her staying isn't not making me watch the show. Like there's some shows that if I'm really just like, ugh, with a cast member or two, I just may not watch. But Mia doesn't make the show like that for me. Like I could still watch with Mia. I just look at her like, girl, you lying and you ridiculous sometimes. But that's neither here nor there. I do wonder what the future of the show will be. And I wonder what the powers that be are thinking about Potomac right now and if they're enjoying it. We shall see. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Again, are y'all open to Robin, Candace, Monique, all of them, one or two, or what have you coming back? Sometimes I wonder though, like say if Robin came back, would we get a Robin that, oh, I got a second chance, so now I'm going to do the most? Or would she, you know what I mean? Or would she open up more about her relationship? Because she's always been pretty open about herself, open up about her relationship, but in a different way. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see going forward what the casting will look like. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all agree about the Collider? I mean, with the Collider in their assessment of RHOP? Do you agree, but you're like, I'm still enjoying it this season compared to other season? Or do you think it's lackluster? Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Miss Jen Aydin over at Jersey. I'm in Jersey at Jersey Mike's, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Mauricio, Lord. Mauricio and these PPP loans. And let me know what y'all learned last year that y'all really don't want to say out loud. I'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all. See ya.